Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I decided to do this video where all Pendulum Magician will, I'll say hate me if I do this, is on how to stop Pendulum Magician from executing their combo, because there's like so many effects. Which one do you stop, which one should you not stop, which one are the bits. Yeah, so before I continue, if you are enjoying the content so far, do remember to like, subscribe and comment down below, hit the notification bell and join our Discord channel for more of such discussion. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So this video mainly will explain on some of the cards that you have to take note for Pendulum Magician, and what are some of the cards that you maybe should avoid negating or is a bit. So it won't be a very in-depth explanation. I will just quickly run through what are the cards that you should stop, what are the disruption impact, because to be honest there's too many of them and not all will totally stop your combo, and not all will help to stop the combo as well, but it actually helps to get out some negation and stuff. And I'll explain what are some of the interaction type that you should do for those cards, and then lastly I'll share some extra information of the card. Yeah, so let's jump right in. So first of all, not surprising, wait, how do I do it? Okay, first one, not surprising, is of course the Electron, but I would say the disruption impact for this is maximum, or actually I wanted to mention that this is actually a 0 to 5. Let me just put it back in. Oh, 0 to 5. Oh, I can't even type properly. Okay, yeah. So Electron itself is I'll say it's a main thing for Pendulum Magician. So stopping this is one of your best option, because its effect actually sends a pendulum card from the deck to the extra deck, which most of the time we will send Astrograph. And imagining that our deck is like 80% pendulum monster, basically this card searches for any pendulum card in our deck, which is very very strong. It also depending on the scenario, we will search different things. So negating this when it's on summon will actually stop our deck pretty badly, unless of course we already have the card in your hand, then that's a set case for the non-magician player. But effect Veiler this, Gamma this, negate the summon for Electromite will actually stop us pretty badly. It does, of course, none of these cards actually totally stop the deck. It really depends on the cards in our hand, but it does stop us pretty badly for this. And yeah, one thing is I would say there's always an option to Ash the Joy effect, but I strongly don't recommend, because your Ash is good for something else, which I'll explain a bit more. Yeah. So if you can effect Veiler Electromite, just do so. It will be very very painful for our combo, and it just shrinks down our end board a lot. Yep. And of course you can destroy, it will be the best. Negate and destroy. So Gamma this will be a very very painful disruption for us. Okay, next, I think this is quite standard as well. Why is there a text there? Oh, okay, I actually add in the text here. Let me remove. Okay, so next, of course, Harley Freebox, negate the summon, negate the effect, or Ash this guy. Yeah, because usually we don't have a lot of tuner in our deck, so we'll use one tuner to get into Harley Freebox, and we hope that Harley Freebox will get out another tuner for us to go into our synchro options, such as like Savage Warlord, or even like what's that? Baron. Yeah, so there's quite a few options for us if we manage to get Harley Freebox out. And yeah, so I put 2 to 4 because if let's say they are playing the artifact side version, ashing this guy will not be as impactful, because actually the main objective of them is just to keep this guy on the field so that next turn they can pop their artifact side. So ashing this guy for a artifact side version of the build will be a 4. But other than that, I would say it's quite impactful, because without a tuner we can't go into one more negation. So yeah, I think this is the thing that I'm taking note. Negating the effect is not as useful if they are playing the side version and they already have Dark Guard on the field. But if let's say they only have Harley Freebox and one monster on the field without Dark Guard, I think you can still Ash it, because they need actually they need 2 monsters to make into artifact Dark Guard. So ashing this and preventing them from getting out your Dark Guard is also quite important. Yeah. Okay, next card. They are not in sequence, so I'm just explaining card by card. Scalecrow Bad Joker. To me, this is a 2 to 3, negating the summon, negating the effect, or etching it. Because this card searches for around, like I would say, mostly all the pendulum cards in our deck, except for like Astrograph and other stuff. So this card, and most of the time when we get out something on the field, we will try to add back one card to our hand. So if we normal summon this card, we want one more card back into our hand, so that either we can say as skill or actually pendulum summon them. So etching this will stop. I won't say totally stop us. It actually just somehow breaks a bit of our momentum, and we have to maybe turn a big round to go and combo into the rest of the combo. But then this is also a chance thing, because etching this, if you etch this and opponent already has that card in their hand, then it's not as impactful. It might even be a 1 or I wouldn't say 0, I would say a disruption impact of 1. And yeah, so if they already have very less card in their hand, and let's say their extra deck doesn't really have a lot of monster, etching this can be quite painful, because they want to use this card to set their pendulum skill. So etching this card at a later part of the game, where your opponent where he already don't have a lot of cards in their hand, will be a lot more impactful. So do take note. Okay, let's see the next card, Pen Call. Yeah, this is a card that not a lot of people play, but etching this will be very, very impactful, because it actually it's a -2 for us if you etch this, because it requires us to discard one card from your hand and to activate its effect. So etching this is a -2, and it's very, very impactful, because having a card in the graveyard doesn't benefit us much, except unless you play Dark Worm, which most of the build don't really have right now. So etching this will be really, so as long as you see this and you have etch, I would say just go for it, just etch this guy. Yep. Okay, next. Okay, Duelist Alliance. It's always a oh wait, I don't think. Yep. It's always a debate whether you should like etch this or wait for them to add pen call. But the thing is, not everyone play pen call, and not every time people will use these cards to search for pen call. So I would say it's a risk, but most of the time I think I will want to etch this guy or keep it for hardy $3 later, depending on if I know their build. But if not, I think I will just etch it earlier on and etch their Duelist Alliance. Although I say there's an impact of 2 to 3, because it actually really depends on the card in their hand. But etching this should be able to stop them quite a bit. I think this is debatable. Not a lot will agree with me, but for other Pen Magi players, do share in the comments as well. Like, what do you think are some of the cards that will disrupt you the most? Like maybe Duelist Alliance isn't a big thing, or actually still depending on the hand. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so you can either let it activate and gamble that your opponent search for Pendulum Call, and then let them and negate their Pendulum Call. That will be a lot more impactful. But then it's also a risk thing, like do they play Pen Call or will they even search for Pendulum Call? Yep. Okay, next, Astrograph. Yeah, so Astrograph itself is not that, let me just put it in the middle. Astrograph itself is not that nice to be etched, but it does stop it from special summoning out. I think it really depends. If let's say the opponent have a pendulum summon and they attempt to summon Astrograph, maybe etching it might stop it. Yeah, it also really depends, but I would say the impact is 1 to 2. If let's say your opponent don't really have a lot of cards in their hand already, etching Astrograph might be a lot more impactful than you think. But if let's say you want to gamma this guy, I would say gamma the Astrograph will be quite painful. Yeah, but if Astrograph is already out, means that they might already have Electromite, or actually I will save your gamma for Electromite. So I would say for Astrograph, just let it jump out. I don't think that you should do anything about Astrograph. Yeah, destroying it is a lot more impactful, but I doubt that there's a lot of things to destroy, especially for hand traps. But if let's say you already set out your board, I think negate and destroy Astrograph and throwing it into the graveyard, I think it's something to consider as well. Yeah, but the main thing is you must destroy it. Just etching it, I don't think it impact us that much. Okay, next, Star Pendulum Graph. I would say this similar to the rest. This card actually allows us to search for one Magician card, but it then again, it's really depending on the cards in your hand. That's why this impact level is 1 to 2, because it really depends on the card in their hand. But destroying this card will be a lot more impactful, because if you don't destroy this card, every time some magician leaves the field, we can add 1 magician back to our hand, which is a very, very strong recycling card. So during the opponent's turn, I can search for 1, and coming back to my turn, I can search for 1 more. So destroying this, Usagi this, or attempt to destroy it when it triggers its effect, all will kill off the resource quite easily. It doesn't stop the bot, but it stops the resource from coming back. And it's low because you're not sure what other cards your opponent has in your hand, and you need to make sure that they do not have a tuner. So if let's say you know what cards are in your opponent's hand and you realize that they don't have a tuner, I would say edge this, because most of the time, for most of the variant, we will need a tuner in our hand to do stuff. So because Pendulum Magician keeps searching for cards, therefore you should be able to remember all the cards in their hand. And if let's say they don't have the tuner, ashing this will be a great option. Okay, next, Harmonizing Magician. Yeah, I put this as a 4 to 5 because bringing out another monster is always a very useful thing for us, because we always want more monster. So if you can negate this guy's summon, negate the effect from bringing more monster out, ashing this guy, I think it's still a very impactful item to consider. And if you destroy the only tuner on the field, it's pretty impactful. Yeah, so if let's say this guy is the only tuner on the field, you destroy it, we can't go into Harley free bucks, we can't throw Tuning Magician, there's other stuff that we can't do. So destroying this guy would be quite useful. And next, Double Iris. Yeah, so I would say ashing your Double Iris doesn't stop the bot from them setting on the board, but it does stop them from getting out the trap, which is this. This card is too useful to be ignored. So if you can destroy the trap, destroy it as soon as possible. But you can also choose to destroy it when it activates the effect, because it's a quick effect, so it can actually respond to you when you try to destroy it. Yeah, so ashing Double Iris will stop your trap from coming out, and the trap, if you can destroy it, please try to destroy it, because it's something that we can keep use every turn. And although it destroys 1 card on our field, but there's a lot of ways for us to grab out. So imagine comboing with the spell. Every time we destroy a magician, we can search for 1, and then this card destroy 1 more card, so the resource just keep coming back. So it's something that if you can destroy this card, destroy it as soon as possible, and most of the time we only play 1. Okay, I think we are down to the last item. So okay, this is not things that you should negate, this is things that you shouldn't negate and destroy. So for all these pendulum monster effect, all of them has a on destroy effect. So this on destroy, search for time pendulum graph. When on destroy, summon 1 card on the field. When destroy, destroy 1 face card on the field. So the thing is, all of them are not once per turn. So if let's say I manage to destroy, let's say purple poison, and it goes into the extra deck, it will trigger its effect to destroy 1 face card on the field. But if you negate it, and then your negation has a destruction effect, it will be destroyed again, and then it will be sent to the graveyard from the extra deck. And in that case, since it got destroyed again, I can trigger its effect again. So do take note, if you want to negate these cards, make sure your negation doesn't have a destruction effect. So yeah, so for Double Iris you can ash it, but for the rest, if you have a negation like Boroload that doesn't, or Apollosa that doesn't destroy, then that will be the best. There's also things that that you should avoid. I don't think I'll explain a lot, but I would say in general, these are some of the cards that you should take note when you are trying to think of what to negate. So in summary, I would say Electron is still the priority, and Harmonizing is also 1. Then the rest is really situational. Oh, okay, and also Pendulum Core. If they really activate Pendulum Core, just ash it. No, you don't have to think about it. Just ash the Pendulum Core. And yeah, I would say as for the rest, neither Ali Freebug should be priority 2, and then these 2 will be the next few priority in my own opinion. Of course, it's a very debatable opinion, but something to take note. And another thing, how to stop Pendulum, just negate the Pendulum summon. Yeah, because negating, the only way we can actually bring out more more stuff is actually to Pendulum Summon, and if you negate our Pendulum Summon, it's actually quite painful for us. So if you don't know what to negate, just once they Pendulum Summon, just Judgment them, Strike them or anything. Yeah, because once you do that, everything will go inside the graveyard, which is even worse for us. But then again, if you negate if you Judgment or Pendulum Summon, do take note that stuff like Black Fang, Purple Poison and Double Iris will still activate its effect. So yeah, sounds a bit irritating, but that's how our Pendulum deck works. Okay, so lastly, just want to cover some of the cards that we really hate. So if you have a friend that plays Pendulum Magician and you want to make him hate his deck, these are some cards that you can play. So firstly, Anti-Spell Fragrant. Why? Because activating a Pendulum skill is actually a spell effect. But if with Anti-Spell Fragrant on the field, you need to set your spell before activating it. But the problem is you cannot set a Pendulum skill, you must activate them. So having this card on the field is as good as not able to play the whole deck itself. Usually once this card is flip face up, if I don't have a Purple Poison in my hand, I will straight away just surrender the game. Then Imperial Order, I won't say this impact us a lot, but it does stop us from recycling stuff. We are not that scared of Imperial Order, but I will still say it's a good 75% of the time we will still be quite dead with Imperial Order on the field. And Duel and Lock is very useful here, because the main thing for Pendulum Magician is we have to keep searching and searching and searching. With Duel and Lock, we have to stop adding cards to our hand from our deck, which actually stop us from getting more resources, and then we can't Pendulum Summon as much. And of course, the last thing is Nibiru. I would say this is the card that I would say I hate the most, but I can understand why it exists. It's because most of the time our negation don't come out early in the game. It only comes out after like 6 to 7 summon, which at that point in time Nibiru can already be activated, and thus that's one of the reason why Nibiru is one of the cards that okay, maybe I would say I guess I hate, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Pendulum Magician player, do share with me in the comment section below as well, like what do you think. And yeah, so overall these are the cards that I would say you can try to stop Pendulum Magician with. But do take note that it's not a one card stops the whole board thing. You need multiple negation to stop this. But these are some things that will help to make the board smaller. More 10 traps actually make it smaller and smaller and smaller. Thus, in the end, might be a useless board. Yeah. Yeah, overall these are the things that I want to share with everyone, because I understand that not everyone that comes to the channel plays Magician, and some comes to the channel to know how to stop Magician. So I hope this video will be useful for you guys. And I think that's all for this series, this video. If you have more comments on what are some of the cards that should stop Pendulum Magician, do feel free to comment down below. And Pendulum Magician, don't hate me for making this, but I think this will be a very useful video for some of us as well. And yeah, if you enjoyed the content so far, do remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, and join our Discord channel for more discussion. And I will see you guys in the next video.